Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Saturday, September 20th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 38 of 2025, and in my neck of the woods it is currently 76 degrees with a high of 87 and a low of 60. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my broadcast. I am here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat, friendship, giggles and laughs, pretty pictures, and the what, the how, and the why of adult coloring. In other words, I show you what I'm doing, I talk about how I'm doing it, and then I explain why I did what I did. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat with me. That is always delightful. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who'll see this broadcast after the fact. And welcome to my Facebook peeps who'll also see this broadcast when I download it to my group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. All right. So tonight we've got a special broadcast. But first, let me talk about what we're coloring on the Buddy Color. This is our Fairies and Mushrooms Jubilee. This is the free Buddy Color that you got from me. And we are working our way. We finished up the dress, and now we're going to be working on the mushroom. Here's the book if anybody's interested. Cute little book, 50 images. The next image we're working on is from Enchanted by Selena Fenish. I was working on the tree last night. All I have to do is finish up the tree at the top, and then we'll be working our detail around the outside on the sky. Okay. And this is this book here, Enchanted. You can get the links in the group if you're interested in taking a peek at it. All right, let me get this set up. Now, tonight is a special broadcast. We're going to, the first part of it, I don't know how far we'll get with doing our images tonight because I have a guest presenter tonight, Julie Copeland, and she is going to be showing us how she colors in Procreate. So let me get her online again. We had a little bit of a problem earlier.
Hello.
Okay, Julie, welcome back.
Thank you.
Go ahead and flip your screen.
There we go.
All right. So let me get this device here and get zoomed in. Let me get my chat section up. Let me say hello to everybody. Sherry's here, Sarah, Julie, Leela, Angie. All right. Let me get lined up again here. And I think that we are good to go. All right, so Julie, I'm going to turn this over to you. And basically what she's going to do is she's going to give you a basic walkthrough on how she colors the beautiful images that she puts up for us. So Sherry, go ahead and get going.
Hi, everyone. Okay, so this image is from ILene's book, Potpourri Jubilee Volume 4. And I'm just going to show you how I color it. First thing is I'm going to create a layer, and I put it on color, and I normally color faces first, or skin first, so that's where I'm going to start. If you have any questions, just put them in the chat, and ILene will relay them to me, and I'll try to answer the best I can. I'm not an expert. I just do this as a hobby, so I'll do the best I can. All right, here we go. The first thing I do is lay down a base color. Once I get this laid down, I'll go back and add highlights and shadows and other shades and colors and all of that. This is my first time ever broadcasting live, so if I'm a little nervous, you understand.
Oh, Julie, you're doing just fine.
Thank you.
Now, if you'll notice, coloring in Procreate is basically no different than coloring with pencils, in that, as Julie mentioned, she is laying down her base color. What device are you using to do the coloring, Julie?
I'm using my iPad Pro, but you can do this, get Procreate on any iPad, and I'm using an Apple Pencil to lay down the colors. And it feels like it's the same feeling as coloring with a marker, like alcohol markers. That's what I can compare it to.
Yeah, and that's a good comparison, is to that it's just like coloring with markers.
And then when I go and add highlights and shadows and stuff, it's, basically the same as using pencils.
Now, Julie's not going to go into detail about how the layers work on Procreate. That's not the intent of this broadcast with her tonight. The idea is to show you how she colors through an image using the Procreate and using the Apple Pencil.
You can see I can zoom in and zoom out, so I can get really close to the edges and see these little fine places. It's not always easy to see when you're coloring on paper, so that's another reason why I like Procreate, is to be able to zoom in super close.
All right, so it's great for people whose vision is not exactly the best.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, Procreate has a lot to it, and I don't even understand half of what Procreate offers. I just use it for my hobby of coloring.
Now, how do you choose your skin color?
There's different color palettes that you can choose from, and I just go based on how I feel at the time, if that makes sense. Sometimes I'll go with more of a pale skin tone. I guess it's just what kind of, effect I want to get.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll choose it that way. And of course, Procreate has unlimited colors. For example, if you see here, there's a color wheel, and on the color wheel, you can pick any color you want. So it's unlimited. That's another reason why I like Procreate, because I always have every color I need, no matter where I'm at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sarah was asking how Procreate is a month, and Chris actually, hi Chris. Chris answered, Sarah, you pay one time and that's it. You buy the app and that's it, and that's what everybody loves about Procreate, because people are sick and tired of these monthly and yearly fees.
Exactly. Yeah, I bought this app several years ago.
Yeah.
Never really used it, for a while. I just recently, in the past year, really started using it for coloring, and it was a one-time cost, no subscriptions. And I'm thinking when I purchased it, it was like $7 or $8, and
Yeah.
maybe $10. I don't know, but I just like that it was a one-time purchase.
Yeah.
And I'm always turning my screen and zooming in and zooming out. So if I make you dizzy, I apologize.
Yeah, Chris says that 2 years ago it was around $18 actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember. That's probably right. And then you can go in, like if I make a mistake and I color over the eye and oh wait, I don't want to color that, I can just go in and erase it.
Yeah, Sherry was just asking that. What do you do if you color outside of the lines?
Yeah, you can just go and erase it and keep going. And you can make your brush size smaller or larger. Like if you have a larger area, you can increase your brush size. And then if you have a smaller confined area, you can make it smaller, sort of like a extremely sharpened color pencil.
Mm-hmm. Sarah, clarify your question. How do you know which one? Which one what, Sarah? And Chris says that on YouTube you can find which models of iPad have more layers available if for the program if you cannot afford the iPad Pro.
Yes. And I mean, I like to use layers for each part of my image, but you don't have to. So if you want, if you have a smaller version of your iPad and only have a few layers, it's still doable.
Okay, and your hand is blocking?
I'm sorry. I have a bad habit of that.
Julie told me to remind her if she blocks with the hand.
Yes, please do, because I'm just concentrating on coloring. I'm not used to talking and coloring at the same time.
Okay, Sarah, Sarah was asking which Procreate. All right, yeah, there's different Procreate apps on there. You want? Go ahead, Julie.
The one I'm using is the basic original Procreate, and I just upgrade it anytime they have an update, I'll update it. But that's it. There's a Pocket Procreate for your phone, but I've never used that. I don't know if I would like coloring on my phone.
Yeah, and I'm there with you. I think that it would just be too hard to do that.
Yeah, because the screen is small, and the Apple Pencil doesn't really work with your phone, I don't think. So I'm not sure how that works. So I'm just coloring all the skin, the base color, and then I'll go back in and add.
Now, again, I want you to see the similarities between coloring with pencils and coloring with Procreate, You know, I talk about putting a base color in all the time. That's exactly what Julie is doing now, is she's adding her base color, and then she will go back and add her shading or shadowing, highlights, etc., etc., etc.
Yes. And then, sometimes I get to going too fast and I get out of the lines and I just go back and erase it. And I'm getting to my eraser by tapping the side of my pencil twice, and it'll switch to my eraser. And then when I tap it twice again, it switches back to my brush. So that's convenient.
Yeah, I have to try that on mine. I've got an Apple Pencil, and I didn't realize that you could do that.
Yeah, I think I found it on accident.
Jackie wants to know if you can print out when you're done.
Yes, you can share it. You can save it as a PDF. You can do all kinds of things with your image when you're finished.
Exactly. Yeah, and Chris, thank you, Chris. And hello, Chris. She's jumping in and answering the questions about Procreate for people. So that's very
Thank you,
helpful.
Chris.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, I'm almost done with the skin. Gonna get her little ankles down here.
Now, Julie, is this the speed that you normally color at?
Yes, this is my normal coloring speed. I'm just constantly just coloring and tweaking it, and this is a normal speed. Now, I do have to remind myself to move my hand back so you can see, because when I get too close into more details, I have a habit of moving my hand closer to the end of the pencil.
Pencil, yeah. Now, again, as I was saying, this is no different than working with your pencils, again, by doing your base layer and then coming in and doing your processes. Chris says that she uses a similar method. She lays in the base layer differently by outlining the shape and then filling it in.
Yeah, I know you can do it that way, but I just like the feel of actual coloring it, the movement, the motion of it. It's almost like a therapy for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have my skin colored, and so I'm going to lock this layer so I can color on top of it without coloring any other part of the image.
Right. In other words, once you lock your layer, it doesn't allow you to add any more colors so you won't accidentally mess up what you did or change what you did.
So I want to add some little rosy cheeks here. And so I'm just going to put this in here on this side and this side. Add some pink to her ear. That's too much pink. Another way you can undo something is if you tap your screen with two fingers, it'll undo what you just finished, what you just did.
Right.
If you want to go back and adjust it.
Chris says when she's done, she merges the layers or groups them. That's what merging means. I always name them as I cannot trust my memory.
Yeah, sometimes I group them, sometimes I just leave them. Let's see. I'm going to add some color there, some color in her arms. Just going to give her some more personality here, make her look more alive. Okay. So I think she looks good.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave her skin like that, and then I'm going to add a layer underneath her skin layer. So let me show you what that does. So I'm going to pick this color. I'm going to color her lips, And because this layer is underneath her skin, I can just color. Wait, I messed up. I need to put it on color.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
There we go. Now I have it on color, and I'm going to get the right brush. Now, I can just color over her lips, and it will not go on the skin because this layer is underneath the skin color. Now she's got some pretty pink lips.
Yeah, and by doing that, it really allows you to go faster because you don't have to worry about hitting those edges.
Right. So once I do the lips, I like to do her eyes. Now, I'm going to leave her lips like that for now.
Yeah. Let me explain something about layers.
Okay.
Julie, go back and show the layers again that you have on the right-hand side. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Guys, think of layers as transparent pieces of film, clear film. And what you can do is you've got your base image underneath, which is the little girl, the grayscale, and then think of this as laying transparent layers of film, multiple film layers, and on each layer you're coloring a particular aspect of the image. So what you're seeing right now on the screen, she's got what, 4 layers now? Layer 1 is the image itself, then layer 2, layer 3, layer 4. That's what the neat thing is about Procreate. And it by looking through all of these layers, now you have to know which layer you're coloring on, but that's no big deal. You just look to the right, click on the layer you want, manipulate it, color it, change it, whatever, and then you're good to go. Let's see. Go ahead, Julie. Keep going.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to color her eyes now. That's not what I wanted to do.
Now, Jackie wanted to know, are you following a picture?
No.
How do you know when to make the skin lighter, like above the upper left eye? Okay, Jackie, that's just learning to color. It's just like I do it when I do it with my pencils, is that you might decide you want to shade or shadow it in an area. That just comes with the territory of how you want to color.
Correct. I just go with it and whatever comes to mind. Sometimes if I get stuck like on an animal or a particular flower and want it to be looking like natural colors, I'll go to Google and pull up a certain type of bird or something and use that as a reference.
Exactly.
Okay, so I colored a dark color for the pupils, and you can't really tell what I colored, but you'll be able to tell in just a minute when I add her eye color to the iris. You'll be able to see that it'll make the pupil stand out.
Yeah, Julie, can you zoom in just a little more on the eye just to show more detail?
Yeah. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. I think there's a little bit of a delay in my screen.
Yeah, there is.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that has nothing to do with you. I have the delay as well when I'm broadcasting. Okay. It's just normal YouTube.
Gotcha.
Delay.
All right, so I'm on this second eye now. And I'll zoom in and zoom out all the time just to kind of see where I'm at, what I'm doing. All the time.
Yeah, Julie, a rule of thumb when I'm zooming in is always zoom in a little more than you think that you have to. That's the discrepancy between the screens.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to color the white part of her eyes, you're not going to be able to really tell a whole lot when I do it correctly. There we go. But it just makes it where the white's not standing out so much. It looks more natural.
Blocking your hand.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and that's like when I use ivory on the whites of the eyes to just tone that white down a little more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I usually pick like a light blue, a very, very pale light blue gray or something like that. All right, so there's her eyes. Now I'm going to, I guess, go to her hair. I like to do the hair. It just sets the tone for the picture. So I added another layer, make sure, yep. And then I'm just going to start coloring.
And again, what Julie's going to do is she's going to put her base layer down for the color of the hair. You're going to go with an orangey red?
Yes, and then when I'm finished with this, I'm going to add some browns, reds, yellow, just to give it depth and character.
Now, where Julie has concentrated her learning efforts on the coloring in Procreate, I have concentrated my efforts in editing the images that I put in my coloring books. So when I pull in an image, I do editing on them to get the look that I want for the image that goes into your coloring books.
Yeah, I don't have a clue on how to do that. There's just so many things you can do with Procreate.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's hard to tell what is what, so I have to zoom in and out to make sure I'm coloring the right part.
Mm-hmm. And the question was asked, can you draw it on Procreate? Yes, you can.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can draw anything. You can make a blank canvas and just go have at it.
Julie, can you go to the main screen of the app in Procreate and show the different projects that other people have done? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I don't have the original projects. I have my gallery.
Oh, okay.
That has a lot of my projects in there.
Yeah, okay. I just thought, yeah, there are when you buy the Procreate app, the app comes with images that other people have done. It's really cool. Now, you can get rid of that because obviously you don't have anything to do with it. But these are images that she's got in her gallery. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead back to your coloring.
Okay. So I purchased ILene's books in the PDF format and download them to Dropbox, and then I'm able to upload the entire book with all the images into Procreate, and then I just make a copy of each image when I'm ready to color it. So therefore I still have the original.
And this is why people like to buy my images in PDF format, because you can load that image into Procreate and then go ahead and mess around with it.
Color probably part of her headband, so I'm going to go erase that.
Yeah, there, as Jackie said, it almost seems like coloring on a light box.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, it feels like coloring, in my opinion, it feels like coloring with alcohol markers. It's just real smooth.
Now, I notice that you don't change your pen size very much. Is there any particular reason for that?
Just because it takes time.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm being lazy.
Okay.
No, also, a lot of pens like this pen I'm using, it is pressure sensitive.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I did that again. I colored my headband again. That's what I get for talking and coloring at the same time. Okay. So it's pressure sensitive. So if I just touch my screen real lightly, it makes it a thin line. Let me go where it's darker. It makes a thin line, but then thin line, and then when I press harder, it makes a thicker line.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is just there's not a need to change the size.
Julie, just to let you know, you missed a strand of hair on the left. Go down a little bit. Yeah, right above that curl.
This curl?
Yeah, there's a strand. I'm sorry, it's just, there you go, you got it. Sorry about that.
No, thank you. See, just like coloring, I'm missing, it's just like coloring in a coloring book. So the hair does take longer.
So yeah, if you guys like what you can do with this Procreate, I would encourage you that when you purchase my books, purchase them in PDF format, and then you can go ahead and do what Julie's doing. Julie, if you would zoom in a little bit more just so people can see the details between the petals.
Okay.
Yeah, Chris says if you're interested in landscaping, follow James Julier Art, Julier Art. His landscape tutorials are breathtaking. It's like using oil painting techniques but with Procreate brushes.
Yeah, I've done some of his tutorials. They are amazing.
Aren't you guys glad that you tuned in tonight to watch Julie? Yay!
So this is what I do during the broadcast. I color your images you vote on.
And again, for those of you who say that digital art, can you move to the left a little bit, please? Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
For those of you that say digital coloring or digital art is not coloring, I respectfully say you are sorely mistaken. Your Apple Pencil is just like you're picking up a pencil and doing the same thing. I've got to check out that little tip with double tapping the pencil. I've never done it.
It's just almost muscle memory for me right now.
Yeah. Sherry wanted to know if Procreate is available for Android.
I think it's just an iPad app. I don't think it's for Android. But I do believe there are other apps available similar to this, but I don't know what they are.
Oh, Chris, sorry to hear that. I'm only watching tonight. I spent part of the night at the ER with an inflamed colon. Good thing I'm back home and much better. Oh, Chris.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
No kidding.
That's no fun. So when I'm finished with the hair, I'll do the leaves on the headband and then the flower. I don't have too much of the hair left.
Chris says that no, Procreate's only for iPad. There are similar versions. You can try an app called Sketchbook that works on the desktop, Android, and iPad. So, guys, what do you think of this digital art versus color pencil? And you're hearing me pouring my water. Oh, Chris says the sketchbook is free.
So, Chris, on the sketchbook, can you upload images to color like you do Procreate?
Chris says the paid version is available if you like it with more features. I'm assuming that Sketchbook would allow you to upload images. I don't see Chris's answer yet because there's a lag. I'll let you know when she answers.
That's fine. I'm not familiar with Sketchbook.
I'm not either. She says yes. You can do almost the same in Procreate. It's user friendly.
Oh, that's good.
I wonder why Procreate hasn't made an Android version.
I guess they're making enough money off of Apple version.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hair takes the longest time, I think. Especially if the image has a lot of hair and a lot of strands. flying off to the side.
Oh, Chris is laughing. She says, but once you tried Procreate, you hardly use another app. That's truth. Yeah, Julie, I never really thought about how we complement each other. Like I said, I'm into image manipulation on Procreate. I have a lot of fun doing that, and then publishing my images. And you're into the coloring part of it.
Yes.
Because you love my images.
I do. You have so many good images. I can't pick what I want to color half the time. I want to color them all. There's not enough time in the day.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I have all of the base color down for her hair. So let me lock that in place.
Okay, now, if you'll do me a favor, or everybody, and go ahead and zoom in on just the head portion from about the chin up. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? Chris says, I started with basic digital drawing with Sketchbook. I like the free version, but when I got Procreate 2 years ago, I'm not going back to Sketchbook.
Okay, I'm going to add some more life to her hair real quick.
And explain how you're doing that.
I am adding some yellow into where like the highlights are. I'm just using a brush, soft brush marker or pen or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Just throwing in some golden highlights in here. You know, because no one's hair is one solid color, mostly. And it gives it some life. And this doesn't take very long.
And the neat thing about using Procreate and using a digital pen is you don't have to sharpen it. Yay!
Yay! All right, so now I'm going to add some more darker tones, more like a red, darker red tone to give it some depth.
And you're blocking again?
Sorry. It's what I do when I get focused. I just don't pay attention to anything.
And you don't blink and you don't breathe.
That's right. That's right. I'm breathing tonight because I have to talk. I'm talking.
Well, there you go. Creak.
Okay, so I added some color, and now I'm going to take this little pointer finger here. It's called a smudge tool, and it's like a blender pencil.
Right.
And just going to blend these colors a little bit so they're more natural.
Blending, 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 rawhide.
There you go. See, like you can see here that it just looks like a mark, but I can take this blending smudge tool and smudge the colors around, blend them in together, and it makes it look better.
Yeah, and the neat thing is, which you haven't seen in the tool section on the left, is that you can adjust the intensity or pressure of, for example, the blending tool. In other words, there's a slider bar, and if you slide it down, it blends lighter than what you would do if you push that slider up.
Can you see it on my screen? I can move it over. This is the tool that she's referring to.
Yeah.
You can go to the opacity of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's do some leaves.
Okay. And then if you'll line up your screen again, because we're seeing the edge where that tool is, yeah. There you go.
Is that better? Okay. Made a layer underneath, and you're going to see how these layers really help save time on this leaf, because I can just color on this leaf. Well, get the right brush. I can just color on this leaf and not have to worry about the hair anymore.
Yeah, and
because this is sewing underneath.
That's right. That's where your layers really help, because, hi Sybilesk, because she's just running that now right over that whole leaf and not worrying about bumping up against the red portion.
A lot of times when I do things like the mushrooms and the little dots on top of the mushrooms, I will color all the little dots first and then make a layer underneath it and then color the rest of it. It just seems to be easier than coloring around all the dots first. I'm just doing the major parts now, and then I'll go back and get closer to the flower.
And again, guys, this is no different than if you were coloring with wax pencils. Angry Bear, when I first started out, I didn't have an Apple Pencil. I just bought a digital pencil off Amazon, and it worked just fine. But the thing is with the Apple Pencil, of course, is that's where you have the ability to tweak and fine tune. I think the digital pencil, her Apple, is, well, it could be more money now because it's been a while since I've had mine. It was like $99.
Yeah, the original one I think is that much, but they have like an Apple Pencil 2 version, and it's probably closer to 200.
Oh.
Yeah.
Geez.
It's called a Christmas present from my husband.
Oh.
It's kind of pricey, but they do have, like you said, they do have other non-Apple pencils or styluses that you can use. I just don't know if it would. Sorry, concentrating. I don't know if it will work the same way, like have all the bells and whistles.
Sarah wants to know, do you have to have an Apple Pencil or can you use your finger?
I think you can use your finger, but you have to go into settings and set it to do that.
Yep.
My iPad is set for palm rejection, so when I touch the side of my screen with my palm or the side of my hand, it's not going to affect my image.
Right. In other words, it won't color underneath her palm.
Right. The only thing, like there's gestures you can use with your fingers, but it's not coloring anything with my fingers if I touch it. But I think that can be adjusted in settings.
The only problem with using your finger is you're going to have issues trying to get into narrow areas.
Yeah, like between these petals.
So what I would do is I would get a non-Apple Pencil. Just make sure that it's compatible with your iPad model.
Okay, I have one more little leaf over here on this side.
My iPad is so old that I can't use an Apple II pencil. I have to use
Uh-huh.
I have to use the original pencil.
Well, my dear husband bought me an iPad Pro for Christmas and the Apple II pencil. So I feel like we've got our money's worth
Yeah.
because I use it every day.
When did you get those? Is that pre-Christmas stuff?
Yeah, this was last Christmas
Oh,
that I
last.
got.
Yeah.
Hmm. There's another thing out that I just saw yesterday that it's an art board. It's called a sketchboard too. That you can place your iPad into the board and it's like an art easel while you're working. And I thought that was pretty neat, but I'm not sure if it's compatible with my iPad because my iPad is a 12.9 because I needed the larger screen
Mm-hmm.
for what I do. And so if it's compatible for 12.9, that's going on my Christmas list this year.
What does the sketchboard do exactly?
It's just like a stand that you can put your iPad in and it'll hold your pencil and make it easy to charge and it'll um, like elevate your iPad like at an angle like a sketchboard, a real sketchboard will do for painting and things like that.
Oh, so it's an electronic device?
No, it's
No.
just you place your iPad into the sketchboard.
Okay.
Okay, so I finished those leaves. I'm going to lock them. And now I'm going to add some life to them. Let's see. Let's do this. See, that color is a little bit too bright for me, so I'm going to use the tool on the side, the opacity tool that we talked about earlier, and just
Mm-hmm.
kind of lower it a little bit.
Yeah, and that makes it so that you don't. It doesn't. Um, it makes the color a lot lighter.
Right. It doesn't change the color, it just changes the strength of the color.
The intensity of it. That's the word I wanted.
Yes. Yeah, that's it.
Now, this should all look familiar to you guys. The stuff that I've taught you is doing things like coming in with leaves and putting in your yellows and your browns. You could even add a little bit of white highlighting on top of that if you wanted.
So I'm adding some dark, like where the veins are, and close to the flower for shadow. And then when I'm done with this, I'll blend it together with the smudge tool.
Jackie, does what take a lot of, oh, memory?
Yes. I had to get I think the largest memory because Procreate itself takes a lot of memory
Yeah.
for just the images. And then there's so many parts to Procreate. Like this one I'm doing now, it is being recorded for a time-lapse video. I don't know if you've seen any of my time-lapse videos, but it uses memory for that too.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool that you're recording this and you'll, that way people can play it back.
Yeah, watch. I'm going to show you. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, over here on the left, I clicked on this wrench in video, and I can click time-lapse replay, and it's replaying everything I just did.
Oh, look at that, guys.
And then when I'm finished, I can save this video and share it.
Yeah.
So I think that's just a fun little thing, but that takes a lot of memory too.
Yeah.
So let me stop that, go back. Okay, I'm going to color this flower here.
Okay, now who remembers how to color a white flower? What color do you use? Somebody tell us real quick. If you want something to look white, go ahead and start to do it, Julie.
Do you want me to do the center first or the petals first?
Center's fine.
Okay, that's what I was headed towards. Okay.
Sherry says that she loves to watch your videos, Julie.
Thank you.
Sherry says blue and gray to make a petal look white. Yeah, Julie, when you were talking about the update that Procreate launched, like I said, when I went into the App Store, it didn't tell me that there was an update. And then you told me to click on the, to tap on the Procreate. And then that's when it showed that there was an update. I thought that that was not a good idea.
Yeah, I knew there was going to be an update, so I was waiting for it. And so when I went to the App Store, and mine did the same thing. It just said open app.
Right.
So I clicked on it, and then it said update. So that was strange. I saw a lot of complaints about that people didn't realize that that's where the update was.
Oh, people did complain?
Yes. Because they didn't see the update. People were asking, where is the update?
Yeah.
They didn't know they had to click on and open the
image
in the App Store.
Yeah, if you excuse the expression, that was a piss poor way to do it.
Absolutely. Okay, so there's my center of my flower, and of course I'm not going to leave it like that. I'm going to add some, let's pick this color. Sorry, my hand's in the way.
Don't apologize.
Okay, so I just added some brown to it, just to give it some more character, and that's all. I'm only adding that color.
How
now
pretty.
I'm going to do the flower. If I'm going too fast between everything, let me know. It's just the way I color. Alright, so here's my blue, and I'm going to color these petals, and they're going to look white when we're finished. And again, since this is another layer, I can just color over it and not worry about the hair or the center part of the flower.
And now you guys can see how Julie was able to complete those little gnome ornaments that we voted on, or you guys voted on to do, and how quickly that went for her.
Yeah, and I wasn't so tired last night. Some nights when I'm working, some nights I'm too tired to color.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm not going to add anything else to this flower. I'm just going to leave it like that.
Chris, good night. She says, I need to go. I'm tired and I need to sleep.
Bye, Chris.
I bet you do. Bye-bye, Chris. Of course, you can catch the rest of this later.
All right.
On the replay.
Let's see. Let's work on the dress. She's going to have a pink dress. So again, this is my base layer, and I'm going to add some oranges and yellows to this. I'm sorry, my phone's ringing.
Oop, no problem.
Sorry, I stopped it. I put my iPad on focus so I wouldn't have anything come up.
Oh, any phone calls interrupted, you mean?
Right.
Yeah, if a phone call comes through on your iPad, I think it would kick you out of the broadcast.
Right. But I didn't put my phone on focus because then I didn't know if we would be able to connect on my phone. Okay, I'm going to make my brush larger since I have this big area to color. And I know it looks like this is just white and it's just blank, but it is giving a pink tint to it. So it'll show up in the end.
Yeah. Sarah says, I love the way of coloring that you're doing.
Thank you, Sarah.
Oh, gonna sneeze.
Bless you. Bless you.
Group 3 when I'm healthy.
Hey, Sarah, my daughter's name is Sarah.
Does she spell her name Sarah or Sara or yeah?
Yeah, with an H.
Now again, notice that she can color. Oh, Sarah says Sarah Catherine. So that's
Okay. My daughter's Sarah Lynn, Lynne.
yeah. So you can see how Julie is able to color over the hand, but it doesn't affect it because of the way that she's placed the layers.
And it just saves a lot of time. That's how I can color images quicker. Some images take a lot longer because there's a lot of detail. So, ILene, you see how I told you earlier that sometimes when I put my hand on there, it'll automatically erase the section that I've colored? That's what happened here.
I'm sorry, what happened?
For some reason, I don't know if it's a glitch in my iPad, but when I rested my hand on my screen, it deleted this section that I colored.
Oh.
I don't know why it does that. I had to go back and recolor it.
Now, one thing I want you guys to realize is just because you can move a lot faster doing digital coloring doesn't mean that it minimizes the skill that it takes to do this coloring. The same skill is required once you know how to use the app. the same skill is required for your color selection and your tinting. Some people discount digital coloring and say that it's not real coloring.
Okay. So there is the pink part of the dress. And I'm going to go ahead and color her headband because it's going to be the same color to match her dress. Okay. Now the magic begins. I'm going to start adding and I just kind of randomly pick where I want this yellow to go. Sort of in the lighter, like kind of maybe the middle, mid-tone areas. Like that yellow right there on her sleeve, to me is really bright. So I'm going to delete that and just go over it a little bit lighter with my pencil. I'm not going to press as hard. I don't want to take out all the pink, and I'm going to make sure I save places to add the orange, because when we blend all this together, it's going to make her dress look really pretty. So, like ILene says, you have to trust the process because sometimes it doesn't look right until you're done.
Jackie wants to know, did you take a class or learn on your own?
I am self-taught. I've learned all this on my own.
And the best way to learn something like this is through experimenting and to look at videos on YouTube. And for example, if I need to know how to do something in Procreate, I will go to Google and say, for example, how do I, whatever the topic is in Procreate, and it will get you to the right video.
And I learned a lot of all of this shading and highlighting and color choices I've learned from ILene. I didn't even color grayscale until I found her group, this group.
Yep. I'm glad you picked up on it. It's really led you to something really cool.
Thank you. Okay. So now I have my little smudge tool and I'm going to start blending these colors. And what I'm going to do, because I want them to all kind of go together, I'm just going to go back and forth, up and down. And it just softens it all up.
No harsh lines. No edges.
I just like how the yellow and orange and pink blend together. It just makes it a really pretty color.
I love it. That makes me feel good that you learned the grayscale and then applied the Procreate to it.
Yes, ma'am. I learned it all from you. Oh, I need to add some yellow and orange to her headband. Forgot about that.
Now,
You know,
when
we
you
have to match.
when you blend on Procreate, you can also, when you get the blending tool, you can select the intensity of that blending tool with that slider to the left.
Yes. All right.
And using the blending tool is just like using a blending pencil.
I'm going to do this little ruffle at the bottom of her dress to kind of put it all together. Sorry, did I move my iPad out of the way, or is it good?
No, you're good.
Okay. Trying to remember. Let's see. Same thing, I'm gonna use blue on the ruffle because I want it to look like it's a white ruffle. Okay, and while I'm down here, I'm gonna color her socks. I want her to have white socks.
Now, Julie, just personal opinion regarding the coloring of the fringe that you want to look white. I would use a way less intense blue,
Okay.
because what you've got right now is, because of the blue eyes, it looks like that petticoat is blue, is supposed to be
Okay.
blue. So I'm just passing that along.
Sure.
So what you can do, if you want, is make the headband blue. That will match the blue eyes, and then that'll match the blue at the bottom.
And I like that idea because the headband's kind of being lost in her hair.
Yeah, it's lost in the sauce. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I can easily do that. Let me go to my layer where my headband is. And I can just simply erase that real quick.
Yep. And notice again, it doesn't erase the hair. Jackie, good night. She says, really awesome, Julie. Tomorrow is another day. Good night.
Good night, Jackie. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Because I have that layer locked. Okay, I'm just going to go to the layer with the petticoat. And then I can color it.
Yep.
Good idea. That's one thing I like about Procreate too. If I decide I don't like a color or it's not working, I can just change it real quick.
Oh,
much better.
Yeah. I would even go just slightly darker on the blue on the headband.
Okay.
It still looks like it's a little washed.
Let's do this color. Let's try this.
Sarah, good night. She says she needs sleep.
I understand. Good night, Sarah.
Much better.
Yeah, and it makes the flower look more white as well.
It sure does.
All right. Do you want me to continue?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. What about that area underneath the chin, the collar? How would that look? How would that look being blue?
Let's try it and see. Yeah.
Now, if you don't like it, don't do it that way. That's just my coloring thoughts.
No, it's fine. I'm all up for advice and learning. I think I'm gonna like it.
And I'd go a little darker on that as well too.
And maybe even on her sleeves, the cuffs on her sleeves.
I think that would look really cute. And you're blocking with your hand.
Oh, sorry. Yep, I like it better. I'm gonna fix her sleeves.
And you don't want to go too pale on that blue on the sleeves. I think you need to be more, suggestion, more robust on that blue.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, yeah. Now, guys, what I want you to see with this on the Procreate, again, as Julie mentioned, changes and corrections are just ridiculously simple.
Yes, I like that much better.
Okay. So the socks now?
Oh, yeah, I need to probably make those a little bit darker.
Yeah.
And I can just color over the original color.
And you're blocking?
Sorry. I'll eventually forget to stop. I'll eventually stop doing that.
Well, I mean, that's okay because, I mean, you're doing something a little different. You normally don't have somebody watching over your shoulder. But if I had a ruler, I'd smack you on the head.
I know. I need that.
Or not the head, maybe the hand.
The hand, yeah, smack down my hand. I'll take that. All right, you want me to do the work on the shoes?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. Make sure I'm on the right thing. Yep.
Angry Bear says, "Oh no, I'm back in Catholic school." Now, another little neat thing that Procreate allows you to do is if Kathy wanted to match the pink that she's putting on her shoes to her dress, all she'd have to do, there's a tool on the left-hand side that all she'd have to do is select that tool on the left and then tap the screen where the pink is, and it will change her color palette, or her coloring that she's using to that color. So that way,
I'm sorry. I can actually show you another trick. Instead of using the thing on the side, if you just put your finger on the color, it'll pick the color that's there. Whatever color you want. You can move it around and pick whatever color.
uh-huh.
And that changes the color.
Ah.
The color choice.
Is that a setting in Procreate?
I think it's just part of Procreate.
Okay.
Because I've always been able to do that. Like if I put in a reference photo from Google, there's a place that I can add a reference photo on my screen. I can do the same thing. I can just press and hold my finger on there and choose the color from the photo.
Yeah. And you're blocking. There you go.
It's when I get in these little areas.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell sometimes where things are in the images, so I just make an educated guess.
Exactly.
I think these are shoelaces. I'm going to color those as shoelaces. And my shoelaces are going to match this color.
Oh, how cute is that?
Oops, sorry. Okay, so let's do the soles of her shoes. And I like this color.
And you're blocking. There you go. Sibilescu says, I'm at a festival and can't hear. Why are you back in Catholic school? Well, Angry Bear explained why. That I was going to get the ruler because Julie keeps blocking the picture with her hand. So, guys, are you learning something? Oh, that is so adorable.
So I may finish this. Only have the flowers.
Yep.
I mean, the bundle of flowers left.
Well, that's the idea. I'd like you to finish it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how long it was going to take with, talking and coloring at the same time, multitasking. And so now this is like super easy because the layer, I don't have to worry about the dress or her hand or anything like that.
Right. In other words, because Julie made a separate layer for the flowers, she can color over that stuff, and it won't color over the hand. Again, think of layers as pieces of transparent film, and each layer has a segment or a part of that image.
I just have to be careful close to the flower petals because I haven't colored that flower yet.
The best way to learn Procreate, guys, if you're going to get this app, is YouTube videos, and do a search on the YouTube videos, beginning Procreate or basic Procreate or whatever term you want to use, and start learning this stuff.
Yeah, my suggestion is to find videos on how to use all the tools first.
Yeah.
But there's not very many videos on how to coloring pages or images like this. Because I've searched and I looked when I was trying to learn, I could not find any.
Oh.
There are very, very few on how to import your image and how to color where it's not coloring over the image.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's not very many.
Well, Julie, my suggestion to you is to start becoming the Procreate expert and show how to do finished images.
That's a thought.
Well, you've got this one from tonight.
I do, yep.
Yeah, Julie, I definitely think that you should upload this to your group on YouTube, your channel,
Mm-hmm.
and title it and say how to color a full picture in Procreate.
That's a good idea.
And really, what you can end up doing too, yeah, because what you do is you upload this uh, segment of the Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Oh, wait a minute. Let me think that through. You'll have this video for yourself because you're recording it. But
right, I'll only have the time-lapse video.
yeah, you don't want to do this in time lapse. You want to do it in explanation.
Right. I haven't done a video like that yet. But now I have my setup, I may be able to do that.
Yeah, and so what I would politely ask you, if you're interested, is upload this segment of my broadcast and just explain in the description, how to color a full image in Procreate.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
But totally up to you because, of course, it's showing my broadcast as well.
Oh, that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Okay. So, yeah, how to color a complete image in Procreate. Yeah, just title it that.
Okay.
So now this broadcast even got more important to you.
It did.
And the intent of this broadcast tonight in having you do this, we're not going over specific tools. We're not going over settings. We just want to show the capabilities of the Procreate, the different layers, that sort of thing.
Correct.
Angry Bear's getting excited watching this.
I'm glad everyone is enjoying it.
Oh, I love it. I'm glad you're willing to do the whole piece.
Well, thank you for allowing me to.
Now, you're adding a little bit of yellow on this stuff?
Yes, ma'am. I'm adding the yellow to kind of make it look a little bit more natural. And then I'm going to add a darker, like an olive green in here to give it some more depth. It's subtle, but it's there.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives it some shadows. And then I will blend it all together. All right. Now, one more flower.
Mm-hmm. Now, on those layers, see right now it just it's numbered. You can see it 15, 16, 17, 18. If it helps you, you can rename the layer to whatever you're coloring. For example, if you're coloring just the shoes, which I think was layer 14, um, you can rename that to shoes.
Yeah, so I labeled layer 18 as flower.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it should have been the middle of the flower, but I can rename it later.
What I would suggest that you do, Julie, is when you upload this broadcast to your channel, is
Mm-hmm.
in the title, put uh, coloring, full image coloring in Procreate, and then in parentheses say see description. And then you can go ahead and describe what we were doing here.
Okay.
And if you would be so kind, mention the title of the book that you're coloring out of, and just explain how you purchased the PDF from me and uploaded it into Procreate.
Okay.
And that we were using this to demonstrate to my group how to color the full picture.
I can definitely do that.
And then once you've got that, then you can go ahead and color other images on your own, specific to you. And
Mm-hmm.
that's where you can go into more detail.
Yes. That sounds really good.
Yeah. But emphasize in the title and the description that this is a full picture coloring.
Okay.
And you will have an advantage because if nobody else is doing that, that'll give you a lift, an advantage.
Right. Yeah, if, I don't remember what color he used. Yeah, I don't remember seeing hardly any videos on how to color an image, especially a grayscale image even. I've only seen maybe one or two.
Yeah, and again, with you doing the full image, wow, that'll really show people what they can accomplish from start to finish.
Correct. So I'm just adding this blue to make this flower look white.
And what I would also do is in the description, be very detailed in your description as to what's going on, and
Okay.
just explain that this is not an in-depth description of each tool. It's an overall picture coloring, and just say future videos or future uploads uh, in my channel will detail more of the tools of Procreate. And
Okay.
that's where I would slow down and show exactly what you're doing. In other words, if you're going to put a grid on your paper, for example, explain how you do that, explain the menus. Um, if you're going to be sure to explain how to rename uh, layers so that people know how to do that. And I think you'll be in really good shape.
That sounds good. I'm excited about it.
You need to zoom in and zoom out a little bit because your picture is blurry.
I think you're locked up.
There you go. It cleared up.
Okay. My screen is locked up.
It is?
Oh, there it goes. Now it's moving.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
That's better.
what
I see it
about
now.
what about the shadow underneath her feet? Are you going to color that?
Yeah, I colored it like a brown color. I don't know
Oh,
if you saw me do that.
okay. When did you do that? I didn't see you do it. Oh,
After I did the shoes.
when you did the shoes. Okay.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
how about a background?
Okay. Let's see. Oh, so for background, I have to choose a different color mode because on the regular color mode, anything on white doesn't show up.
Okay.
So I put it on multiply. What color do you want the background? That's lots of colors.
Ooh, yeah. You would ask me. um, what about, okay, let's see if we can get your pencil there. Do you see kind of that orange? Well, I don't know if I want to go orangey. You pick a color.
Okay, let's see.
I don't know, maybe I wonder like purple, maybe.
Let's try this one. Okay, and so I'm going to use an airbrush. The airbrush, and I'm going to put it pretty high, and this is going to just make it a solid color. And but it affects the image on the color mode. You see that? It makes, because it's a different color mode, it affects the image underneath. I mean, the image is on top.
Okay, and how does it affect it? What does that mean?
So whenever I'm coloring this purple on here, and if I go like over her hair, see how it makes it darker?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it affects all the color. And I think it's due to the color mode. So I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure how to add the background at this point. It's something I'm still learning.
Okay, well, all right, then let's sit tight where we are right now. Um, just for giggles and laughs, though,
Mm-hmm.
um, why don't you go ahead and go over the entire thing, just lighten up that purple a little bit, and let's
Okay.
see what that does to the intensity of the image. In other words, use the same color, but just make it a little lighter.
Okay.
I'm just curious now what that'll do to the whole thing. And you went blurry again. Let's see if we can get that.
Let's see.
Yeah, okay.
Is that better? Okay. So it changes the color of the flower, and it makes it just really rich. And then you can see also like here where I've missed some of the, you can see where my mistakes are.
Uh huh.
So that is what it looks like, and because it's not white anymore, you can see all these edges.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
See, now that's where, so I think what multiply does is it literally multiplies the intensity of the color that you have put on your piece.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and tap that out. You can, in Procreate, you can reverse and get rid of your um, steps that you did. I think it's up to 32 or something like that, which is really cool. So let's say if you wanted to go through and just multiply the hair color and make it a little darker, you could go ahead and get your, use it on multiply, get your brush. Sybil S, good night. Humor me and just darken her hair with the multiply.
Okay.
Oh, that really wipes it out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so the point being is the multiply tool lets you, it makes whatever more intense.
Yes.
It multiplies the intensity. So let's say that you wanted to make the eyes more intense. You could use that multiply tool and do it on the eye color. Yeah, see how that's doing it?
Yep.
Wow.
So, yeah, her eyes are really dark now,
Yeah.
but they're pretty.
What do you think of the darker color on the eyes?
I like it.
Do you? Do you like it?
I do.
Okay.
And then you can also do, like I have this brush that says make it lighter. And you can make it small and kind of go on the eyes and make some highlights in it.
Right, because you're going to want to put your highlights back. So there's a
Yep.
brush that says make it lighter.
It's a brush pack that I got from somewhere. And I have a brush that says make it lighter or make it darker.
Oh.
Yeah, I use them all the time, especially when I do line art.
Can you get that information to me about that brush pack? Do you know where you got it?
Yeah, I've had them for a long time, so I will check and see if I can figure out where I got them.
Oh, I
And I'll
would,
send it to you.
yeah. I would absolutely love to have that ability.
I love them.
Are you going to do that on the left eye as well?
Yes. Make it lighter. Okay. And so, like, if I just go over it once, it just gives a light layer. But if I go over it several times, it makes it more in depth.
Yeah.
You know, it makes it stronger.
Oh my gosh, look at that. I love that. I love that brush aspect. I could see using that all the time as well.
Mhm.
Okay, so go ahead and pull out a little bit because her feet are cut off. Let's go ahead and look at the full image. There we go. So
And then
that.
I usually add. I made a brush for my signature,
Uh-huh.
and so I always go add my signature. I go on the main reference photo. I use black, and I just stamp my signature in there.
How cool is that? Love it. I just assumed that you went ahead and, did that with the add the text tool on that. That's neat.
No, that's a brush I made a long time ago.
So how long have you been using Procreate?
um, for coloring as much as I'm doing now, probably about a year.
Okay.
I played with it off and on before that, but I never really got into it.
Okay. What made you decide to get into it?
Just the convenience of it, to be able to take it wherever. You know, my daughter was in the hospital for a while, so, I could take it with me and color while I'm waiting in the hospital with her.
Well, that is a beautiful, beautiful image. And I really appreciate your time tonight to show everybody how you did this. I think that picture looks absolutely gorgeous. If you wanted to add a background, you could just do like a really light, um, um, how to describe it, just kind of like a cloudy background without touching the edges. Anyway, play with it, and you can come up with a. But go ahead and post this tonight, and just say, colored during live coloring with ILene Vick and demonstrating Procreate.
I will do that.
All right, Julie, thank you so, so much.
Thank you.
And for the rest of the evening, I'm going to go ahead and work on let me pull out. I'm going to go ahead and we'll work on our mushroom image, and because I've still got about 50 minutes and we'll take care of that. All right, Julie, you take care.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, that was fun. I think that was a really good broadcast, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you learned something. Okay. So Lila sent an image that she's colored of this. Oh, that was fun. I really enjoyed that. Let me see if I can get that line out of here. Sorry for the camera movement. Okay, so here's the image that she's colored. She's following the tutorial that we're doing on the buddy color that we're doing. And she wanted everybody to see that. Lila, are you still here? So nice coloring, guys. Okay. Lila, that looks really good. So let me grab my paper towel. Hey, aren't you guys glad that you're part of this group, that you get to see stuff like what Julie did for us tonight? Well, Lila, it shows that you're learning. All right. So I'm going to continue to color the mushroom. And this mushroom is obviously conventional coloring with our pencils. I got to get into the mindset now that I'm using pencils and it's not Procreate. Did I say Lila? I meant Leela. Excuse me. Sorry. My mind's going in 50 different directions right now. Okay, so here's my dark, medium, and light. These are the colors that I'm using from last night. And I started with my dark on the outside of the mushroom. I'll tell you, when Julie was doing her coloring on Procreate, I felt like I was coloring with her. Okay, Julie, thank you. Hey guys, while Julie's gone, let me just say this real quick. Please send her a quick thank you note on Messenger for her time, if you'd be so kind and if you feel inclined. Okay. Now we have our medium. La da dum, la da dum. Look how pretty that is. Now remember, I told you that if you're coloring or having a color around little dots like this, is take your pencil and color around that small dot. And then go in. Good night, Janie. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy Janie, sleepy Janie, purr, purr, purr. Isn't that beautiful? Sherry, good night. Let me line up here and pull out. All right. All right, Julie's back. Thank you, Julie. It almost feels like I'm coloring in Procreate. Julie, go ahead and post the link to your group, to your channel, your YouTube channel. There's just something about coloring. Okay, now we have a little bit of our medium color down here on our edge. So let's go ahead and fill that in. How pretty is that? Anybody having any problems seeing the different layers here? Different shades. See, I told you. Think and procreate. Different shades. Of our mushroom. Let's see. Julie, I'll pretend that I'm using an Apple pencil. Now, again, remember that I told you when you're coloring around these little divots or these white spots here, draw a circle around them lightly. and then color up to the edges. Okay, let me pull out so you can see how this is looking. And the area that's left now is what? Our light area. Okay, let's zoom in. How pretty is that? I almost feeling like my coloring is anticlimactic to what Julie showed us with Procreate. All right. Oh, Julie, you're welcome. Okay, now, this rim on the bottom, it's indicating that I should be using a medium color, but I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use light because I think that medium would take it too dark. Guys, when you color, don't go brain dead. Okay. Let me roll this around. Look how cool that looks. Now, what else other than the bumpies would you do to this mushroom? Rhonda, you're having fun coloring postcards to send to your friends. I got 2 new pencil sets today. Ooh. What pencils did you get? Okay, I'm just erasing around this outside here just to clean it up a little bit. Okay, we're going to do 2 things. 120 Prina set, 72 High Forney set. I'll have to look those names up. I'm not familiar with them. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a Payne's Gray and we're going to darken the top of this mushroom. Now, it's already got the dark red, but now we're going to come in with the gray and we're going to kick that effect up. Now, that darkening does not necessarily need to go over the entire top. Now, you guys should be able to see that shading that I'm doing at the top of the mushroom. Maybe that mushroom is starting to spoil a little bit. So now you've got, Rhonda, 192 pencils. How cool is that? All right, let me erase out one of my little dots. Oh, on top of all the other sets you have. How many sets do you have? I am addicted to pencils. I've got like 11 sets of pencils. All right, notice how I'm coloring down the edge of this mushroom? Notice how the Payne's Gray is adding that extra dimension? Oh man, check this out. Everybody see how this Payne's Gray is making the top of our mushroom look really dimensional. Now, remember, you're going to want to peter out that color, right? So you blend it out. How beautiful is that? Okay, now let's go through per Leela's comments. And we're going to add a little bit of our shading underneath our bumpies. And it's not shading that I'm adding, it's what? Shadowing. You want that shadow underneath the bumpies to make them look what? Dimensional. Rhonda says 2 sets of Star Joy Gold, 3 sets of Wormer, 3 sets of Colleen's, 3 sets of Ohuhu, 150 set of Prisma. You have Sivo. I've got Sivo. Fen May Color, Sioux Color, Artex, Derwent, Chrome Flow, Steza, and Castle Arts. Ooh! Hey, better a pencil addiction. Than another addiction, like you said. Oh, 1 Colleen and 1 Ohuhu. All right. Okay, guys, look at the shadow that we're getting underneath these little things. Rhonda says, I wanted to stock up for my retirement years because I won't have extra money to buy stuff with them. I hear ya. All right, Onyx just scored a Dr. Pepper. Now, the reason that I'm using my Payne's Gray instead of black for my shading under my little bumpies is because I don't want the harsh black. You want the softer gray. She bought the Dr. Pepper because she called me names in front of my daughter this morning. What? What the heck is that about? Did she ever apologize? All right, my apologies. I was off camera when I did this. We want to put our little U underneath here. All right, does everybody see how this gray is making a difference? Onyx, I don't know what that means, was rendering a few minutes. So the question that I was asking you is, did the worker apologize to you directly? Okay, let me pull out so you can see how this looks. So the two things here we've got is the darker coloring on the top and then the shading underneath. Okay. I love it. Now I'm going to be on a little bit past the normal sign-off time because I had a little bit of problem signing on today. Don't want you guys to be shorted. All right, I'm just doing a little cleaning here. Now I'm going to start up on the underside of our mushroom here. And I'm going to start with a medium gray. Excuse me. Oh, let's see, we'll go a little darker than that. La da dum. Okay, this is the gray that I'm going to use. Let me swatch that for you. And check out what happens and how we start to get that depth the minute I start doing this. This is another example of gray on gray. I think I'm going to have baked pizza tonight. Now, what I want you to notice, oh, Onyx, when you found out there's more than one gray in your new colored pencil set, you were happy. Now, I hope you can see how cool emphasizing this gray in between these lines really makes this look dimensional. How cool is that? So Onyx, what name did this idiot coworker call you? Okay, then I'm going to come in with a lighter gray. Oh, crybaby. And she cussed at you too? What'd she say? Oh, guys, look how cool this looks. told me I need to grow up and stop being a bitch with an itch. Oh, and stop being a bitch. And she did all of this in front of your daughter? Okay, now we're going to come in with an ivory. So she called you what? A crybaby and a bitch. Okay, now we're going to come in and I'm going to use my ivory what time of day did this happen? (6:30 a.m.) So, Onyx, what was Katie's reaction? Okay. Ivory. Finger blend. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, 5 more minutes, guys. I'm going to work on the other side of this a little bit. And Onyx, I still take it that you can't talk. Is that correct? You can't speak? All right, light gray. And then our ivory. Let me pull out. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, I'm going to play with this more tomorrow night. Like I said, I was delayed getting on the broadcast tonight because of some technical stuff while we were coordinating with Julie. This is coming out beautifully. All right, I am ready to call it an evening. We had a lot of neat stuff happening. Julie Copeland was here to show us how she completely colored a project in Procreate. And then I finished out the evening with working on our little mushroom lady. And as Onyx just said, please don't forget to smash the like button. Hardly anybody did tonight. I guess everybody got caught up in Procreate. Okay, guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring, love on each other. That's what our group is known for. I'll see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. We'll see what kind of trouble we can get into then. I don't have too much more to do on this. I'll finish the mushroom stem. I'll do a background. I'll add a little bit of jewelry to her ear, and we are good to go. I am really happy with how tonight went. I hope you guys had fun with Julie. Okay, guys, take care. See you tomorrow night, same time, same place. Love ya. Bye.